What's going on, everyone? So, before we get into the video, let me just say I recorded this 3 years ago on my phone before I started really getting into the videos and bettering myself, to say the least. So bear with the cringiness, because while editing it, I was kind of cringing at myself as well. But this was on my old '07 Ranger, and the month that I did this fix was actually the same month that that truck got totaled because somebody ended up hitting me in the driver's side front fender. But that's for a later date. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and here it is.
What's going on, guys? Haven't done a video in a little while, but been busy with some stuff. But today we're going to be changing the CV joint, at least that's what I'm going to call it, off of the front drive shaft connected to the transfer case on my '07 Ford Ranger. Some of the tools you'll be needing are vice grips, flathead screwdriver, a T30 torque socket wrench. It's not zooming or focusing, but it's a T30 torque, 8mm socket, ratchet. This is a rubber mallet, but I use it as a pry bar because it's kind of like a large screwdriver. Was in one of our old vehicles. Took it from that. This is used when you go to pry this off. When you take it off, I didn't do a video of that just because I was in a rush to take it off because my old CV joint, all the ball bearings in it went bad and it just was not moving, so I had to take it off to be able to drive it. You need one of these guys. If you don't, a regular flathead screwdriver will work. It's mainly for this clip right here, because this clip goes on the end of your drive shaft right there. It's not gonna focus for me, is it? Anyways, if you can see that groove, it's gonna sit right there. Once you slide this over it, because this is the main bearing for it. The rest of these are just covers and the boot. So that's the tools you're gonna need. And grease is usually provided with this kit depending on where you get it, but I like to use my own grease, so you'll need grease as well. Alright, so let's begin by, when you get the drive shaft out of the truck, you're going to open up the back of this guy over here. When you open it up, the way it's going to be when it does come out, this going to be sitting on the back like so, and then this guy with the boot pushed out. So this is how this CV joint looks all together, and it's going to be sitting attached to your drive shaft like so. So it'll look like this. Once you unbolt it from the transfer case, the way the bolts sit in here are like this. So you just unbolt it, pull them out, get yourself the flathead screwdriver or a little pick, whichever one. Pop that off like so. Once that comes off, you're gonna see this clip. Hold on. There's something up in my garage. Oh look, it's a bird. Bye, birdie. Alright, anyways, sorry, it's distracting me. So, anyways, this clip is going to be sitting on the back of this drive shaft here, and that drive shaft is going to be right through this hole. So, all you gotta do is take this clip off. You can use a flathead screwdriver or one of these guys, depending on what style clip this is. The one that was on here before didn't have these little holes, it was just a regular C-clip that had to pop off. So that's how that one was, and then it just slides right out. The problem with mine is this boot busted. So when this boot breaks, all your grease, everything gets out, comes out, and water and elements get up into here. And I think the boot actually broke before last winter, so I got a whole bunch of salt, water, snow, everything got in there. And then of course dirt, sand, all that fun stuff from summer got up in there, and I was just too lazy to replace it since then. Figured, it could last a little bit longer. Started making some noises. Just some little grinding, scraping noises until the other day when I was driving it, it was locking up and it was bad noises. So once you get that out of there, you got this guy. It's kind of like a band clamp. And the way you take it off, as you can see, there's two lips here. You just want to bend them up like so. I pre-did this so I can do it with one hand basically. So you're going to get up in there with the screwdriver, bend these back. So anyways, once you get the new boot on, you're going to take this band clamp, put the band clamp over it. You're going to slide it all over the drive shaft first so it's on there. So once you pull it tight, you're going to want to fold the tabs down and then tap this clamp or this band down as well, just for extra security. However, when I did it last time with this one, as you can tell, this is flattened out because when it wrapped around, I had enough to feed it back through this again. So I'm probably going to do the same thing, just snug it up, then feed it back through once more, and then fold the tabs down, tap them with a hammer, and then tap this tab down as well. You get the point with that. So that's with that, but what I'm going to do now is clean up the end of the drive shaft and take this rubber off. Alright, so I got the drive shaft cleaned up, got the old grease off of it. I didn't have to clean up too much just because I cleaned it off already before, so all the hard rust was off. I just took a wire wheel to it really quick and then brushed off the old grease. So now what I'm going to do is put new grease on this, kind of smear it on just so the new ball bearing can slide on there pretty easily. I mean, it slides on really easy right now, but it has to kind of be able to move just a little bit while it's on there, but also it articulates while you're driving just because of the angle. So let me do that now. And also you're going to want to slide this on now as well. So you're going to get this on and then put everything behind it and pack it with grease. So let me do that. So I got the boot and the bearing on, as you can see. Packed it up with grease on this side and also packed it with grease on this side. I packed it, put it on there, packed it all up here, made sure I pushed it in there as far as I could. Don't be stingy with the grease. I'm not. I can always buy more. The clip, I already got this one on. This is what I mean by how much extra you can have, so if you want to wrap it around another time you can. I'm not going to. I'm just going to end up cutting it off. Probably like right here just so I can have, if I ever need to be able to grab it. So I'll probably just cut it right here. And now, next thing to do, set this right there. Put the cap on the back. The way the cap just sits on there. Hold on. Cap just goes on and it sits there. You can tap it a little bit, probably with a hammer or something, just to make sure it's all the way in there. And now next time you see this, it's gonna be under my truck. So let's go do that now. Guys, so got the drive shaft back in with the new CV joint. That's right here. So this is the transfer case. That bowl plate cover on the back of this is what sits in here. And this is threaded. As you can see here, all these holes are threaded. So these bolts, when they go through, thread into this coupler plate, whatever you want to call it. And that's what compresses everything and holds it all together. And then right here is the spline with the drive shaft goes into here. You got the C-clip holding it. And then up here is where your T30 Torx is going to come in. You're going to have two clamps holding your front U-joint to the front differential on. So you just put Loctite or whichever one you want on there. Put the bolts back in, tighten it down, and you're good to go. I would suggest what I did. I got this on first, get these holes to match up these bolts, thread them all by hand, because I'll be able to spin the drive shaft with it being disconnected from here, because there's a gap where you can hold it away, spin it around, get these all in threaded by hand, and then go ahead, line this up and put these guys on, tighten them down, and then once you got these tightened down, you can tighten down this all the way and you'll be good to go. Alright, well, I got my 4-wheel drive back, and that's just a couple more months till snow starts hitting. Well, it might even hit this month, don't know. It's already November. When you live in the Midwest, anything can happen.
That was the video, kind of cringy. Hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully it was helpful. And when I vaguely remember doing this and that braking on my truck, it was making popping and grinding noises. But it really first started when I put my truck into 4-wheel drive, because I was checking the system, and it put more strain on that joint, and that's when it started to fail. And I'm glad it failed before winter hit, even though I didn't even have my truck for the winter. When I mentioned that in the video, thinking I would still have it for the snow, when I didn't, because I didn't get this truck till February of the next year. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a dislike. But let me know what I can improve on for next video, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye.